Hi, and welcome to this Tournament Expert tutorial. In this one I'll show you how to import from Excel into our player list. So let's start with a clear player list. You can see that there's nothing in the player list. And here is an example Excel sheet that you might receive that has the names, the indexes, the affiliation, and the member number of each player. And notice that the player names are all of the names are in the same column, so obviously in our list, because we like to have the names in separate columns, last name and first name, those names would need to be parsed out. So to do it, I will just simply click and select. So I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom of the list and select these names. So now I'm going to do Control C to copy the names. I could also have clicked on this copy icon right here, and that puts the names onto the clipboard. So now let me just drag this to the side a little bit so you can see how it works. I'm going to go to Edit and then Paste Players from the clipboard. Just click on that command, and we automatically know that we want these names that were here to go into the last name and first name columns. So Washington, George was placed Washington, George. Notice that John Adams is a different format. So it's first name space last name. And so that got parsed correctly into Adams John. Here's last name comma first, last name, and here's a first last. Here's another first, but it's first, middle, and last. And so that got parsed into Adams John Quincy. And then down here is Harrison, comma, William Henry, and that got parsed into Harrison last name and William Henry first name. So that's a quick way to get the names in. Now how about the indexes, the affiliations, and the member numbers in the list? Well, I just happened to notice that these three columns exactly match the three columns that are in our player list: index, affiliation, and member number. So if I highlight these three columns, and then I'm going to go down so that those are selected, click Control C again to copy them, or click the icon. Now those are on the clipboard. But now I need to tell, this is a slightly different type of import, because now I'm importing columns, specific columns into the player list. So I need to tell the player list where I want to start, and I want to start in the first row in the index column. Now I'll click Edit and then Paste Columns from Clipboard. This is the other command of paste columns or players from clipboard. This time I'm going to get the columns, and so now the columns flow directly in and they match. So now we have the full information. We have Washington, George, his index, his affiliation, and his member number in the player list. Now that we have all this information, we have 44 rows, and so we could assign teams, we could create handicaps, we could put in whole assignments, start to create scorecards and card signs, and do everything else that we've pulled in from Excel. So that's an example of that's a fairly simple Excel spreadsheet. And we have, obviously, you may not always get that kind of simple Excel spreadsheet, and so we have other types of Excel imports which you can view in other tutorials. Thank you for watching.